right, well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome finally into the ministry. As we said before, we have TUF on the blue side, Monsters on the red side for Insurgents. And once again, I'm joined here by Grindy. We're going to be bringing through all the action as we're finally getting round one underway. So immediately what I'm noticing is we got Insurgents, we got a four-man push. Looks like they're going to be going around that northern side of the building. Grenade shots already going down as they run all the way in. And that's just immediately one member of Monster falling. Make that three. Actually going on down. Push coming in.
Yeah, in this hall area, you'll definitely see a lot of peeking and this little slower, more cautious play. And then the central Bravo point, you're going to see a lot of prone play come into play. And if they're saving those grenades towards the end, those can really come into play for each team.
Certainly can. Speaking of which, we got going to be trying to find that grenade shot around the wall. We got a bit of a camping Carter guy able to take down a member here of Insurgents. They're going to be pushing for security. That's just going to be a full wipe. No point capture is going to be enough to keep Insurgents now, when that's already starting us off 1-0. Once again, first team to reach 7 will be moving forward and one step closer to that $1,000 prize. Or rather, that is a 1,000 first place prize, but either way, still a good chunk of change. You want to make sure you get every penny you possibly can out of.
Yeah, I just wanted to give a shout out to Shadow Gaming and the New World Interactive for hosting this. This is just really fun. It's cool to see this come about. I'm excited to watch these boys do what they do here.
You know, hopefully first step in the future of Insurgency SANDSTORM, bringing the competitiveness over to the game. Big surprise was, and already we got some fights going on in that main area. Charlie gonna be pretty hot. And working towards that entry. Good corner hold. Not quite being able to check that corner as Turga. He is going to go down. Do keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, these are the closing moments of the round. 5 seconds remaining. Looks like it's going to be a fight over the main floor. Main floor being held pretty heavily by security. They are probably the... actually, no, they fall off a bit. 2 members down, 4 up for Insurgents. If they can just coordinate these fights correctly, they should have this round tying it back up 1-1. Good entry coming around the corner. Ballistic Droid trying to take that momentum, bring it on downstairs. But gets gunned down almost immediately. It's 1 versus 3. 40 seconds on the overtime clock. But wait, if he gets this cap, that is a full respawn.
Oh, wow.
Coming on there. That's fantastic. Not only is it the full respawn, but because there was not an active capture going down for the Insurgents, that was just a 2-1 advantage in overtime. That's going to win you the game.
Yeah, it was about to be in the bag there for the Monsters, but that knock at the end for a tough team, you know, was clutch the W for him, getting that last objective point there. That was awesome. Yeah,
certainly, and it really does highlight how actively you have to be playmaking in this game, especially when it's overtime. A single second rather that you are wasting just trying to come up with an idea or just holding a corner, not sure what to do, that can cost you a game, and that's how you turn 1v3 situations into fat dubs for you and your team. And now there's going to be quite a bit of work Monsters are going to have to do. It's only a 2-0 deficit, but that could definitely start scaling up very heavy. Looks like we're going to have some fighting the back corridors of this one.
Yeah, I see a lot of, can't really say camping with this short of a round, but they're definitely playing a little more cautious this round, waiting for Monsters to push a little bit, and hopefully it looks like what I'm seeing, they're hoping it works to their advantage this round.
Yeah, main building battle is going to be a 4v2, once again favoring the side of security, so TUF currently do hold that 2-0 advantage. Outside battle also goes the way of TUF. It's going to be a 1-for-1 trade, but ends up going 1-for-0. Mid King able to take off one more. Let's go down. Is it for FPS able to find a kill? And now that is a 5 versus 1. The respawns have come through, and it looks like it's only going to be Muji on the side of Monsters, who is the only hope right now for getting a respawn in, getting a kill. And there's the prone play you were referring to back here on Charlie Point. Taking down the capture progress, but Out a push here from security. They're not going to be able to find anything, but they do find Emoji. Not going to be able to lie prone long enough. 3-0, and this is a rout in progress, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, he really needed that K to get another teammate back on board there. It just ran out of time. You had to peek, and like I was saying, and you just alluded to, you pop your head up in that area, it's going to get got.
Certainly so, and you just lay there knowing that you got 5 different guys, 5 different reticles all trained on you. This is why this game, especially with Insurgency Sandstorm, it's so much more about the tactics of how do you get into these positions, how do you provide, the cover for your teammates to move like that, because when you're like that, yeah, no amount of fancy wrist flicking is going to be able to get you out of that bad situation. But fancy wrist flicking is certainly something that Monsters could be using a little bit more of at this moment. It seems like when they're going into these one-on-one situations, they're just not coming out on top. But with that being said, Glanton already going down. That's a 5v4 advantage for Insurgents. They're just trying to breach straight into the main area.
Yeah, it looks like this time they're really trying to hold that middle cap, and maybe after they secure that, branch off and get the others. A little different tactic I'm seeing this time by the Insurgents.
Yeah, and that is a tactic going to be used to very great success. They go down 4-1, make that a 4-0. The final security will be dropping. Monsters will be coming out on top of this round. They're going to need to mount a little bit more of a comeback than that if they want to keep alive in this tournament series.
I've noticed I believe it was with a Monster team. Some of the loadouts they've been changing with, and that can hamper you too if you're not familiar with a weapons platform. It does have a different muzzle rise, vertically and horizontally. And in a game like this, especially in a tournament, if you're not familiar with a specific weapon, that definitely could come back to be a detriment to your side. So
certainly could. And you also have to look at what loadouts are we seeing. We got a slight movement from Monster, especially with Afro, who's actually our top frag of the game with a 9-0-2 scoreline currently, is opting in for those more shorter range, no need for a pistol, going straight SMG here, trying to hold those tight corners, trying to find those shorter, close quarter combat situations. It's going to help them quite a bit as they do throw the grenades out. 2-1 trade to start us off here. Bravo capture. Going to be bringing 2 more back on the side of security.
And one thing about a lot of first-person shooters, and I noticed in Insurgency, when they come with this, the sidearms are definitely very utilitarian in this game. They can be utilized. They serve their purpose, and in these close quarters battle situations, there definitely can be a really good go-to weapon, and I have not seen them utilize it a lot.
Very interesting combat right here. We do have the capture on the bottom floor. That's going to be potentially a full map reset, but I really hope our observers look into this one because we got 2 members just looking around the corner at each other. Don't realize that there is a single plate here up in the top right, just to the east of Alpha. This could turn into some very bloody combat with whoever makes that first step on out. Otherwise, it does look like it should be pretty solid combat as we're going to get a full map reset, ladies and gentlemen, with 42 seconds left in the round. Let's see who gets caught out first. Seconds winding down to 30 seconds. What's going to be the first move? Capture point already coming down. Insurgents, there's no one to res, but they will take that point away. Worth in the wings, but members are so far spread apart. Firing into the elevator ain't going to find you just anything there. Kills start flying left and right. Carter picks off the frag onto Virginov, but also a kill goes down. Carter going to be taking the bullet as well. Make that a 3rd, make that a 4th, and there's only 1 member of security. It's the top frag. It's Ballistic Drop, who is just going to be sitting watching the team fall by the wayside from the stairs. That's going to bring us back closer to level at a 3-2 scoreline going into round 6.
Yeah, I like to see how Monster's getting back here in the game. It's really good. They saw what was happening from their first round. They made a change, and it's benefited them greatly.
Trying to find their way back in. Some gas masks being applied, mostly for the aesthetics, but all this coming back in. You'd mentioned we need to see some more work. TUF, they've done a great job rounds 1 through 3, getting those initial 3 wins. They've been losing it lately, and it feels like they've been losing it because there's just been that chaos factor introduced from the Insurgents. We said that they needed to find ways to start winning the one-on-ones again, and they have done just that. But now, Comet coming around, they're going to be splitting up once again, more similar to how the layout was in rounds 1 through 3. Usual fights, and that's going to be Muji going down. That's going to be Virchinov going down. That's a 5-2. And there are 0 points currently being captured by the Insurgents. It is down to 1 man and 1 man alone. We'll go on board with him. Finds the first frag. Trying to run down towards the left staircase. Actually, if he holds this point, he may just be enough to bring his team right back up. But with 5 now responding members of security, it is going to be 1 versus everybody.
Yeah, and if they, victories right there for them. And a big change to see TUF come back. It was nice. I noticed that last round there was a lot more prone, slower movement. This time they seemed more deliberate in what they were planning on doing. And when someone got in front of them, they just took care of business.
And it does look like with that, we will have the swap of the sides. So round 6 has passed. We're on to round number 7. So that means that it's going to be TUF on that red side of the Insurgents. Blue side security going to be held down firmly by the Monsters. Monster really need to start leveraging this advantage they had generated from rounds 4 to 5. They need to bring it back. They need to bring it back in force, because already we're over the halfway point. They are closer to losing this series than they are to winning it, and they're going to need quite a bit of help to get them back on the other side. Once again, they're going to be going for a bit of a split, 4-1 on both sides. Glanton going to be the first casualty, fighting around those upper echelons, but it is this outside lurk that has caught my attention the most. Quick trade kills, that's 3 more going down from the Insurgents. Monsters are dropping left and right. The lights have been exposed. They're checking under the beds. And if they can just find 1 or 2 more frags, that may be it. But the respawns come through. Security, Monsters, they're coming right on back. But that's just going to be a full map reset. And it was a very strong early success for Tough. Has turned back into this hectic game state that Monsters tends to thrive in.
Yeah, and it seemed what Tough's trying to do is, you know, I noticed a lot of with their security, they're coming down from below and trying to take advantage, but it seems like they're hesitant about coming back up through one of those new routes into the main building there, and it's really, it's not helping them right now.
No, not helping them at all, but this may help them. We got a few frags there, some very clean operation once again around that alpha site. And with that, you can see there's not a single point currently being captured by the side of security. Fighting going up onto the balcony. Can they find the frag? Does not look like it. In fact, that's going to be a kill going back the other way, but the price comes paid. The bill comes due. And now there's one member once again. Afra FPS finds the first frag. Where will the success be? Oh, but with that, actually, no. I got a little bit of a visual bug. At first it said that everyone responded for some reason, but that's not going to be the case. It's the exact opposite, as everyone is sent to a very early grave. 5-2 current score going into round 8. Just a few more moments. And just to remind everyone that once again, the score line is 5 for Tough, 2 for Monster. You need to be the first team to reach 7 to win the match and move on to the next round. And as a little bit of an update, we will have Regicide Esports versus Null up next on Precinct East. So that should be a fun match to watch. So keeping you guys locked and loaded here on Twitch. Alrighty, first frag's going on out. Carter Guy, I think he actually took himself out with that frag. Does bite the dust, and that is going to hurt for Tough. The Monsters, they're going to be trying to find their way back in, find their way back into this series. And they just start to control some of these early points.
I'm seeing some familiar names here that I've played with, so there's definitely some good players to be known on both sides of these two teams here.
Yeah, certainly Tough. Able to pick one down. That is just a run right into the door. Monster not going to be able to find anything. That's the respawn coming on through. And all that remains is the single member currently for Monster. Once again, trying to 1v5 clutch this round. Will go on board, but not really going to go on board for long, because that is taken out almost immediately. Blown up right like the watermelon. Going to be dropped to the floor as we move on now to match point. A 6-2 score line currently in favor for Tough. Certainly so, and as we potentially load up for the final time here on Ministry. It is, once again, all up to Monsters. They are the ones that are going to have to save the game for themselves. And once again, they're going with that split-up strategy. 4 going up to the north edge of the map, 1 going down south, that 1 in the south going through that main promenade, already taken on down, but that's going to be a good trade, taking Rag OG, off the board. And with this 4-man stack from Monster, it is going to be the Kumbaya circle to end all Kumbaya circles. If they can find this one, missed shots coming out. AK-47 not quite flying as true as he would have wanted. And that's going to be mid-King TTV already going down. And good response frags coming out from the side of Monster with the first round of respawns coming up. But that's going to be a full match reset. And we know what that means for Monster. That usually falls in their advantage. But there's still a lot of work here to be done just to stay in the series.
See a lot of movement on the side of Monster this round, and it's working to their advantage over TUF. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, it looks like a really good play off the respawns. Monsters, they're able to get to the angles first, so the returning members of Tough are caught in the crossfires. It is 4-3 as 1 just drops there almost immediately. That is, once again, another self-frag going down. Turga not going to be happy with that one, and just maybe held on to that just a little bit too long. But this is a hotly heated matchup. One can be forgiven for succumbing a little bit to the nerves. We got some prone play coming right out in that maid promenade, but fighting is going to be once again happening up in the elevator hallway. Push on forward, 1-on-1 fight. Carter comes out on top once again. 2 versus 2 is going to be the name of the game. No captures currently going down from Insurgents means that it is a full, or rather no captures going down from Security. So it's going to be a full game. But with that, there is once again remaining member. We're going to go on board, but that's going to be it. And that's going to be the match. That's going to be round 3. Going over for Tough and the end of the road for the Monsters who are unable to overcome on Ministry.